No, it's funny because we lived beside Pastor Jim and Kathy.
Shacked up.
Like we were living together.
Yeah.
And she started coming up and inviting us to, Bible study, or inviting me. You'd be at work.
I was at work. She was inviting her, and she said, they come up, and I said, they're all right people, man, but they're a little
weird.
They're a little weird, man, on that Holy Ghost.
I said, well, so anyway, I ended up going through a mess of conviction and really crazy stuff, and rededicating, and we were still living together. And so within 30 days, I was like, we were sleeping on different couches.
I'm sleeping in the bed. She's sleeping on the couch. I ain't giving up my bed.
And then I was like, we either gonna get married or I'm moving.
Well, it was a shotgun wedding, Barry.
So I talked to Jason he was walking down the road one day down the driveway. And I was like, Jason, you think your dad would marry us? He goes, I think he would much rather marry you than see you living together. So we started talking to him. He
married down on the branch.
That's how we ended up in the house.
Yeah.
Really.
I had a good thing going, man.
We got married. And that's how it all started for us. And Kathy inviting us to Bible study.
That's where everything started happening for me.
Mm-hmm.
In the house. Took a Catholic boy and went on the other side and introduced me to we got introduced to Holy Ghost, and that's when I got healed. I got healed down there.
Yeah. When I think about the garage times, I think about how hard it was to tell friends and family where we were going to church.
We're going to church. We're going to the garage.
Because it was like they already knew that we had a pastor that was our neighbor.
Yeah.
But we both changed so drastically after we got born again. I mean, renewed our dedication to the Lord, and it was like, well, where are y'all going to church?
Garage.
Pastor Jim's. Well, where's that? You mumbled through the whole
Garage
thing because, hey, I rededicated in 1994, and that was right about that same time, 1994, 1995, when we actually settled with Pastor Jim and Kathy. They started doing praise and worship, which we had some praise and worship in the house.
Pastor was the singer. Pastor was the singer.
They sang the Psalms in the garage. They got a little... there wasn't a platform really, but there was a corner and a little bit of a spread across where they had the drums, and Fraser had the guitar, Chad had the drums, and we had Peggy and
Maxine.
No, Tammy.
Or Tammy,
Maxine.
yeah, sorry.
And so we didn't know about all this because they were singing stuff a little bit different, kind of more modern.
Yeah.
And so we lived right beside Pastor Jim and Kathy, and we would skip the singing.
Just come here to preach.
We skipped the singing, so I'm normally late anyway, but like we would literally be like 30, 40 minutes late for church. And after a while,
we're right next door.
Yeah, all we had to do was walk to the garage, walk to it. So I think Pastor, didn't he talk to us one time or something? I mean, he wasn't getting on to us or anything, but I think he was just like, you all are really, you're missing this one part of the, service. And we got really talking about worship and stuff and how it wasn't just singing. And
he took time to teach us about worship, praise and worship.
So before the garage days ended, we were attending worship. That's what I feel like about the garage times. It was the time of really intense training. It's almost like boot camp. It was like we had really intense training because there was just a group of people. I mean, some of them had all come from the same church and knew what was going on. And then there were several of us that just didn't have a clue. We came from, backgrounds, all different backgrounds, but we were learning principles, and we were taking it all in, and we were putting it into action. People in our age group started coming and filling up the garage because the pastor had to give up his living room first. And then he finally built his garage. And when the living room grew to a certain degree, then he had to give up his garage. I don't even think he had it that long before he gave it up to the church.
No, he didn't.
And then, it was like, he just said, it just started filling up.
He sacrificed a lot.
People started coming, and we just continued to grow.